Extreme close-up. Whoa!
What is happening, fellas? We are back and we are walking right in October. This is the No More Secrets edition, October edition, and I'm gonna start off. We don't got a bunch of baits on the deck, which is actually kind of cool. Typically I'd have a few different things like a Ned rig, blade bait, stuff like that. But today I'm gonna keep it really simple. And honestly, these are gonna be the baits that are gonna be on my deck for October. So I'm gonna start off with the sleeper craw. Now, we had it on our video last month, but this month I'm not gonna put it down. So October is a time to move your baits really slow. Water's gonna be really cold, and we are going to have fish getting a little lethargic on us over that time. So I like to move baits really slow, especially when that water temp starts to dip under like 52 degrees. And I find that even when the water temp does get that low, the minnow and chasing baits starts to get really non-effective, and they start to really want bottom contact stuff. And so that's where the sleeper craw comes in. Now, one thing that I've found is this Halo BB series jig rod is the perfect rod for either your dark sleeper or sleeper craw, any bottom contact bait. So, you know, this bait kind of replaced the football jig for me. I just feel like it gets bit a little bit better, and I feel like it comes through the rocks a little bit better. So sleeper craw by Mega Bass, Halo BB series, 7-foot, medium heavy action. And then I'm running all 20-pound fluorocarbon Seagar Tatsu on it. I think that that's really important though, the 20-pound fluorocarbon. I used to think that it was gonna be too much and too dense for the bait, and I thought I was gonna bend out the hooks, but really, it's the perfect match. So I wouldn't go with the heavy rod though, because I think that you would bend this hook out with the heavy rod. All right, so next I got a new one for you guys. This is called the Hover X, and it's a 10-bladed A-rig, all made out of fluorocarbon by my good bud, Eric Askey. Now, one thing that makes this unique, obviously it's made out of fluorocarbon, and I've talked a little bit about this before. So one thing, when you reel this in straight retrieved, all right, this thing will not spin. It just literally will maintain a straight linear projection towards you. Now, when you rub it across bottom, or let's just say you cast it out bomb cast and you just want to drag it across bottom, this thing will actually just start to spin out so that it doesn't want to get caught and it doesn't want to get snagged, which is kind of the problem with our old A rigs that we used to use, or the old Minnesota rigs. So I started throwing this a lot when we got like October, September, and even in August sometimes. This is a great bait, a great draw power bait to see what you're throwing at. Or in the colder months, typically your smallmouth get really close to the bottom. They start hugging bottom really tight. And sometimes you can barely tell if you're looking at like a little sand hump with a bunch of rock on it, or, you know, you just can't tell what it is. This is a great bait to get fish to pick up off the bottom, and just a great all around fish catcher to begin with. But definitely a good bait when they're around minnows, and the rod that I'm using is the KS2 Elite by Halo Rods. It's a medium heavy, 7-foot medium heavy rod, and I'm running it with a Daiwa Tula 8-to-1 100 XXSL. 20-pound fluorocarbon on it, and honestly, use this a lot to get them to try to chase it. If I see fish on like a boulder or something, I'll chuck them on it. And this is usually gonna be the last resort type of deal for me. I don't like it being the first bait that I throw on them, just because it draws the whole school to the boat. So definitely wait and throw it last out of all the baits that you throw. Next, I have a bait that I was really excited to show you guys. So this is the 6-inch prop duster by Net Bait, and I have been throwing this thing religiously out on the pond. I am going to get, I have a Dirty Jigs guppy head on here, number 3 hook, but I'm gonna switch it out. This is just, it isn't the right hook. So one thing that I've been having problems with this bait is the hookup ratio, because I'm using the wrong hook. It is so important that you put the right hook on this bait. And I think that like a 4 hook will get you back into here, and that's where it needs to be. Right now, what's happening, if you guys use a 2 or a 3 hook on this bait, what's gonna happen is the fish is gonna grab this back half and it's gonna miss the hook probably over half of the time. So I'm out on the water today, I already missed like 3 or 4 bites just because this thing is just not, the hook just isn't right. But this bait gets bit really good. The action on it is super erratic as you shake it. And it's one of those rare shaking minnows that I think that you can get away with an up and down shake and a side to side shake. So definitely one of my favorite baits in my box right now, and it's brand new from Net Bait. And I am using it on a BB series scoping rod. So same rod that I've been using all season, Shimano Vanford for my reel, and then 10-pound test braid to a 10-pound test leader. And I am running my leaders just a little bit shorter like I've recommended before. And then last but not least, I just have a smaller version of the minnow. That's just a 5-inch Mega Bass slingshot. And same rod, Daiwa Tatula 3000 LT for the reel, but same exact everything, is just a little bit smaller of a presentation. And you know, one thing that I've been doing with both of these minnows quite a bit is I get into a school that's really leery of me, or they kind of already know that I'm there, and that's when I'm gonna take and bomb cast it. And all I'm gonna do is called blind strolling. I'm just gonna cast it, let it hit bottom, and I'm just gonna blind stroll it back with a really, really slow retrieve. That seems to be working pretty good too whenever you get around those really pressured fish. So October is gonna be here real soon. I caught my biggest bag ever out on this pond just the other day. Like 2 weeks ago, I caught a 7-pounder and I got a 31.25 pound bag. So I'm guessing that those are just gonna keep on coming. And the fishing's just gonna get better out here. So we're gonna get back after it and catch some bass, but until next time, boys, you'll see us on the water.